Is this the final read on the Adobe spending numbers?
It is. We just got in our numbers early this morning from Cyber Monday, and we do see that it was about $3.54 billion spent. So the biggest online shopping day in history. That's about 12% higher than last year.
What accounted for the big rise? Is it the deep discounts, or was it just more consumers moving away from the stores?
I think it's probably a combination of some pent-up demand. We did see lower sales in the early November time period. I think people were entranced by what was happening with the election, and we saw some slower sales at that point. And I think they just built up demand. There were deep discounts offered by retailers this holiday season, and many of those deep discounts didn't start. Unlike last year where they started earlier in the season, they started in the holiday season. And then I think, yes, you're absolutely right. We're seeing shoppers shift. Less shoppers in store, more shoppers online. And these numbers absolutely reflect it. We had an enormously strong holiday weekend in terms of online sales.
So, Mickey, talk through some of the winners and losers. We keep hearing that the big box retailers like Walmart and Target are finally figuring out their e-commerce strategies, and it's really starting to work. Did you find that?
Yeah, we did see that the big retailers are growing. They actually grew at about 2.5%, 2.5 times, excuse me, the rate of smaller retailers. So I think that they have the ability to offer deep discounts. They have the ability to have deeper inventory, so there's more sell-through, and they've figured out the key, which we're seeing is really the combination of social and mobile and email, and really optimizing those channels and those experiences. And so the retailers that are figuring that out, which tend to be the bigger ones earlier, are seeing 30% revenue higher than those that are not optimizing those channels. And I think that's really the key.
I'm curious, given you've been looking at this data for, I think, a number of years now, anything stand out to you this year in particular as opposed to previous years?
Well, there is one thing that has been trending, but it really caught up this year, which is the mobile commerce. We've seen traditionally a lot of people using mobile phones, tablets to access, to look at items online, but a lot of times they were actually going on their desktop to still purchase. We're starting to see that catch up a little bit, and we actually saw our first billion-dollar mobile sales day on Black Friday. So we hit $1.2 billion conducted on mobile devices, whether phone or tablet, and that's a huge milestone for mobile. There still is a gap between mobile visits and mobile sales, because a lot of sites still don't have the mobile experience optimized, so it's not necessarily as easy to actually finish your transaction online. But those that are getting it, as I said before, are seeing outsized returns for those investments.
Which product categories had the deepest discounts?
We saw toys and electronics, as usual, having very, very deep discounts, especially in the electronics area. The TVs and tablets in particular were showing deep discounts. I think in part because there wasn't necessarily a new technology coming along, and so what's happening is we're seeing the second and third year of some of the 4K TVs and these tablets. So we're starting to see 20 and 25% discounts on some of these technologies that a few years ago were commanding the premium prices.
I mean, you guys do such granular stuff here. The latest out-of-stock wrist toys. What did you find? What does that even mean?
So what we found is that there are always these must-have items throughout the holiday season, and so we're seeing, interestingly enough, we've got a little bit of a dichotomy going on with the video consoles. So Nintendo has a classic. Nintendo Classic is one of the ones that has gone out of stock very quickly, and at the same time, PlayStation virtual reality has also gone out of stock. So that's a really interesting sort of retro, Back to the Future, and the cutting edge future. We're seeing a lot of online buzz around the new home apps, Amazon Echo, Google Home, and then from toys, Pokemon Sun and Moon is continuing to generate a lot of coverage, and there's a big risk to that going out of stock. So if you see that, definitely grab it if that's on your shopping list. We're also seeing, a lot of the traditional Lego and Barbie being hot sellers, but Lego in particular, people are looking for the Star Wars edition. So again, if that's on your shopping list and you find it available, grab it. We've seen the discounts as low as they're going to go this season, so it's the time, so now it's about availability and grabbing what you can.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.